I'd like to tell you a fairy tale about beautiful kingdom where there lived an incredible beautiful swan princess named Alara. In daylight, she is a beautiful swan with the wings which resembled silver moon on the water, and she used to fly through the kingdom's clear lakes. By day, she was a beast, and by night, she became a human princess. She made sure no one knew of this. Some people knew that this change was transpired because Morgana, the evil witch, put a curse on Alara for being beautiful and kind. One day, early one night, as Alara was wandering along the lakeshore, she saw something that hardly looked natural. A dark fog low on the forest fringe. Yet hesitantly she did, not knowing that this fog was the flesh of Morgana's magic. Next thing Archer knew, Morgana was standing in front of her, laughing maniacally. "Hello, Alara." Morgana did not take her eyes off her and mocked angrily, still swimming in circles of feathers and meat. "How much longer will you hang on to this life? What you could have if you joined me." Alara stood tall, determined. "I will never join you, Morgana. I prefer to have this curse rather than not living with the darkness residing in your heart." Sometimes Morgana quickly gives a fiery look. "Very well, princess. If you will not walk beside me, do not walk in front of me, and do not stay behind me." She lifted her staff and began chanting the chants that should send vines moving on the girl, reaching out to enshroud her in vines for eternity. But at that moment, a young knight, some sort of a scout Rowan, who used to spy on the Swan Princess from behind, arrived on the scene. He had come to love the way she treated animals, and the rather enigmatic look she had. With no second thought, he drew his sword and used its blade to sever the plants which posed danger to capture her. "Stay back, Rowan," Alara warned. "I realize that line from the show. This is Morgana, the witch of the forest." Rowan agreed resolutely, but he looked slightly worried. They then confronted her with Morgana looking at their courage and laughing. "Two against one? Stupid," she sneered, pulling shadows that staggered and staggered around them. But Alara knew something about Morgana's magic, that Morgana could lose her powers at the sight of the moon. "Rowan," she said as quietly as she could manage, "keep her occupied until the moon is over the water." Rowan decided and raised his hand, distracting Morgana, moving closer, combining his strikes. As he did, Alara slowly stepped nearer to the water, waiting for the perfect time to attack. As if following the moon's path across the night sky where it started to light up the forest's dark lake, Alara stretched her wings and pointed the silver light directly at Morgana's face. The witch cried in pain when the beam came to her and the dark powers vanished. With her powers gone, she collapsed and, falling back, retreated into the darkness of the woods with one last scream of surrender. This time it is Rowan who addressed Alara, who is standing in the open and shining beneath the moon. "Thank you, brave knight," she murmured suddenly, and the swan woman in front of him seemed to be made of glittering light. With the dark coming over the heavens, Alara changed back into a princess form. Much to her amazement, the curse had disappeared. Unfortunately, it was a dead language. Morgana was defeated. She was free. Alara and Rowan went back to her kingdom, and Alara became the kind, brave sovereign of the realm. She owed everything to the young knight and to the enchanted kingdom. And they were happy, their story being passed from generation to generation around the lake. Please like and subscribe the channel for support.